the journey of 16 trainees as they learn what it takes to protect New Zealand's precious marine wildlife. As part of teams exploring for the valuable natural resources that lie beneath our ocean floor. Find out their stories and how they are using new skills to create vital connections, empowering Māori communities to play a key role in protecting and managing our environment.
Here I am working with the stone, and then I'm going to be rocking out at sea, maybe, to pass the course first, but I don't know why. I just say, oh, okay, I'll just go where you want me to go and see what happens. In terms of working with the wairua, I think, for me, I'm just going with the flow.
This is about bringing passionate people to industry. We're training them up as environmental personnel. So these guys are doing environmental monitoring, and there are two specific roles: marine mammal observation and passive acoustic monitoring. So the MMO, he or she is visually identifying these animals and also range estimating to them. And then there's a passive acoustic monitoring operator, or PAM operator, and he or she is acoustically listening to them on headphones and visually looking at their vocalizations, the noises that they make on laptops. And what they are then trying to determine is how far away these animals are in relation to the seismic exploration, and whether the seismic exploration may have any impact on these animals. And if so, there are countermeasures, either to shut down the operations or to try and do it in an environmentally sensitive way.
You know, there are cases where, yes, there will be specific courses that they will have to do for some countries. But, you know, after having, this is the hardest course there is, you know, globally. So if they do want to take another course, it's going to, you know, be the easiest thing they've done. And but things like the passive acoustic monitoring training, that can be used, you know, in other countries, because that's kind of hasn't been outlined as much in other guidelines as to what the training requirements are. You usually just have to have a training course, so this would count towards that. Even the marine mammal observer training that they've done, there are a couple countries where they don't specify where the training needs to come from, they just need to have training. But either way, even if they need to do a bit more, this course will set them up for that. And because we've covered so much in this course that, you know, they'll know more than anybody who's done an MMO course anywhere else in the world.
The hardest in the world, you say?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Is that because of the way that DOC have set up the guidelines? Yeah,
they've really wanted to focus on increasing the standards and, you know, outlining exactly what needed to be covered, and not just sort of the bare minimum of understanding the regulations, but also understanding the contribution to science and, you know, the biology behind it, and just, you know, covering all topics and, you know, navigation and whereas, yeah, you know, other countries will have a one-day course to get a marine mammal observer certificate, whereas, you know, the minimum of this is the minimum length you can have as a new trainee is 8 days.
So we've had a lot of people who have started off sceptical, and if they've not been won over, which wasn't ever our intention, then they're certainly less sceptical of industry at the end of the day. And that's just because now they have a knowledge of what's going on, and as they've all acknowledged, knowledge is power, and they can now go back to their iwis and they can explain more about the processes that are in place to ensure that marine mammals in this case, and the marine environment in general, has minimal acoustic disturbance.